Okay, so since we've already got people waiting, we'll just go on early and say hello. How are you guys doing? Try to get my camera all set up here. Good to see you. Have everybody here. Carol, Teresa. Let me make sure that you can hear me and that everything looks okay. And hopefully, you guys have clue number 1 and that you are ready to go. I'm just going to try to get a little organized off camera here. So, how was everybody's day today? Oh, Teresa, you're going to love this because I did your hack with the glue. And I cannot wait to show you the glue and the loose thingy, the loose shaky. Oh my gosh, I can't talk tonight. Good. Yes. I'm going to show it. So, but let me put down. Yes. Here's what I'm using tonight so that everybody can see here. So, yes, the frosted dots, but I'm not using the frosted dots tonight. I'm using these little guys that are loose sequins. So kind of the same idea. Yeah, Carol, I'm sorry you weren't at Stampers Club yesterday. Teresa actually came to Stampers Club yesterday, and so did Kathleen. We had Kathleen there. It was a great club. We had fun. There's a lot of people there. Like 14 or something. We had craziness. Let's see, I guess. Move that up. Punch. There we go. So, well, I wish Karen could figure out how to get on because I keep trying to get Karen to tune in, but she just can't figure it out, I guess, is what she's telling me. So, but that's okay. Hopefully, I'll just have to go visit her and show her where to find all of the recordings and stuff. So, okay, well, it is 7 o'clock, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Let me move my keyboard. And I know I was hoping that you would be able to since your club was last week, but that's okay. That's okay. It happens. So I kind of set out the things that I'm going to be using this evening so that you could see. And then my papers. So I put this set of paper. That's one of those Hostess big packs. And that's where I got this DSP from. So just wanted to show you that that's where I got it from. So I'm going to take this stuff away so we can get stamping here. And yeah, this is the one. It is Flowers and More. Flowers and More DSP, this huge 48 bundle. Oh my gosh, love it. Love it. And the colors are so bright. So let me see here. Oh, we're way off center. There we go. Maybe that's a little better. I don't know. So anyway, here's clue number 1. So the stamps I showed you, I have stamps, and then I have the punch that goes with that stamps is what I'm using for clue number, or that first one. Inks to match. I've got Pear Pizzazz and Bermuda Bay, which kind of goes with my DSP. Okay. So I've got cardstock. So I've got, and I'm using Balmy Blue, and there's my 4 1/4 by 11. And I've got 2 pieces that are 3 1/2 by 4. And I've got one little piece that's 1/4 by 2. And then I've got Very Vanilla tonight instead of the white, but I've got one piece that is 2 1/4 by 4. No. 2 1/4 by 4. 1 by 1 3/4. Tiny little guy. 4 by 5 1/4. And then here's my scrap piece. I put a little X on it so I knew that it was my little scrap piece. I've got my designer series paper. Here's my piece that is 4 by 5 1/4. And then I've got 2 pieces that are 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. So those are those. Okay. And my punch just goes with that also. So, oh, my paper trimmer. And let me grab my paper trimmer because we're going to do some scoring here. I've got my paper trimmer. So, okay. And then I've got some embellishments. I've got these embellishments. I'm going to show you a trick that Teresa taught me yesterday. That's so cool. And then I've also got my Stampin' Seal and my glue. So, okay, let's get started. Let's get started stamping. Are you ready to rumble? Oh, anyway. Okay, so clue number 2. Oh, typo. Already have a typo. Socra. Let's score. How about score the 4 1/4 by 11 inch piece of cardstock at 5 1/2? Okay. So we're just going to take this. So we're just going to score it in half. Here we go. Measure over to the 5 1/2. Score down the middle. Always fold away from a score. Okay. Oh, okay. Kelly Atchison. Okay, so she gets the credit, huh? Okay. So we've got our paper scored. Like I said, I'm using Balmy Blue on mine. Keep your scoring tool because we are going to score some more. We are going to score for clue number 3, the 2 3 1/2 by 4 DSPs, or no, colored cardstocks. These 2 little guys, we're going to score them each at 1/2 on the long side. Okay, so one of these sides is 4 inches, right? And one of these sides is 3 1/2. So on the 4-inch side, we're going to score at 1/2 inch. Okay, on both of them. So just make sure the 4-inch side, 3 1/2 inch side, make sure you've got the 4-inch side up and score it at 1/2 inch. Okay, and then I think we're done with this scoring tool. So, hey, Susan, thanks for tuning in. Glad you could make it. Hopefully you're caught up. We scored, clue number 2 was to score the 4 1/4 by 11 at 5 1/2. So we've got that. It's pretty much just a card size. And then we've scored our 2 3 1/2 by 4 inch pieces at 1/2 inch on the 4-inch side. Okay. So let's go on to clue number 4. Hopefully everybody is caught up. If I need to slow down, just type it in the comments. And hopefully it's big enough. I tried to make the font really big and easily readable. Okay, so add the Very Vanilla 4 by 5 1/4 to the inside of the card with adhesive. Okay, so our big piece of Very Vanilla, this piece, is going to go inside of here. Okay, I think I'm just going to use my Stampin' Seal. Use that and then just kind of center it right there on the inside of our card. Okay, so we are good to go for clue number 4. Use your adhesive. I'm so excited. I have several new events posted on my Facebook page, so check those out. Crafts and Cocktails is full. That event is full for right now, but hopefully I'll have another one in April. You guys can come to if you're interested. I'm going to have Kits and Coffee. That's going to be coming up in April at Sips Espresso Bar in Abilene. So I've got some fun things coming up. So check out my Facebook page for my events or my business page. Okay. Here's number 5. Add adhesive to the 1/2 inch sections of the 2 pieces of colored cardstock. Okay, so the 2 pieces of colored cardstock that measured 3.5 by 4, or 3 1/4 by 4, we're going to add adhesive to the 1/2 inch sections. So this little section right here, it's going to add a little bit there. We're going to add a little bit there. Sorry, this is way out in front of me, so it's hard for me to see, but that's okay. So we've got that done. So whether you're using glue or whatever, you can just put it on those little flaps there. And before your glue dries, in case you're using glue, let's go on to 6. And this is a long glue. This is a long one. Okay, so hang in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to add the colored cardstock layers that we just put the adhesive on. We are going to add the cardstock in and add additional adhesive in here to the front of the card, placing 1. So this is the one that we put the adhesive on. So what it's saying is we're going to place at here the front of the card, placing 1 1/2 inch from the left top and the other 1 1/2 inch from the right bottom. So we're going to take our DSP, okay, depending on what side you want up. Okay, which side do you want up? Which side do you want showing? And we're just going to kind of tuck this one in. Going to go like a little bit, a 1/2 inch down from the left top. And I'm just going to kind of snug it right in there. See how I just snugged it in there? And just fold that over. Okay. And then we're going to do the same thing with the bottom right. So we're just going to go down about a 1/2 inch from the bottom on the right. Go up a little ways. Hopefully you can see that. Let me lay it down. Maybe it'll be easier. Okay. And then do that. So now we have this. Okay. So put the one a little bit down. That's probably not a 1/2 inch. It's more like a 1/4 of an inch. But that's okay. It doesn't matter. And then this one up, I guess that one is about the same. I guess I'm not really good with measurements, because 1/2 inch would be like 2 of these little squares on the paper. And that's definitely not 2 little squares. That's a 1 square. So I did mine a 1/4 of an inch, but that's okay. So it's a little bit from the left top and a little bit from the right bottom, so that when you fold it, it looks like that. That makes sense. Hopefully that is making perfect sense to you. You've got it adhered. The instructions are really kind of weird. Add additional adhesive. We didn't add, well, I think it meant that this adhesive and adhere to the front of the card. So that's kind of the pieces with the additional adhesive are to go on here. So hopefully that makes sense now. Sorry. And then what it's saying from and add to card front with adhesive. So we're going to take our card front and now we're going to glue stick the whole thing down and just go across here. Well, come on, Mr. Stampin' Seal, be good to me. It's kind of gunky right there. Let me clean it out a little bit. There you go. Like I said, it's kind of way out in front of me, so it's hard for me to kind of maneuver. So I'm going to just go down. Okay. And you want the flap that's towards the top on the left-hand side. So when you're going to stick it down, put the flap that's on the left-hand side at the top, okay? And then just kind of stick that whole thing down there. Okay? So now you have what looks like this. Oh man, look what I did. Oh, I'm going to have to decorate that special, aren't I? I'm going to have to get another piece. I'll have to get another piece of, because I used Stampin' Seal, so I can't peel this off. I'll have to put another piece of vanilla down here. So don't do what I did. Okay? Make sure when you're paying attention, when you're putting your card together, where you put your card base, put it inside. Oopsie. But it's okay. I mean, it's fine. I'll just stamp some little flowers up here and another greeting, and then we'll have something down here. It'll be perfect. Okay, does everybody have this step done? Hopefully this isn't too confusing for you. Looks like a little bit of glue right there. Are we ready to go? Hopefully. This is the most confusing part, so I promise after this step it gets easier. But you're going to love it. Okay, here you go. So here's clue number 7. We're going to add the DSP pieces that measure 3.5 or 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 to both front flaps with adhesive. And this is where you can get kind of creative. So you can flip them back and forth, either color. You can use them both. You can use them however you would like. Okay. I'm going to go to my glue because my glue's a little more forgiving. Okay. I don't use a lot of glue either though. I'm going to put this little guy down here. Okay. And I'm going to use the other side on this one. Great. Thanks, Teresa, for letting me know you're hanging in there. I'm going to put this one here. I like the glue also because you can kind of slide it around. Unlike the Stampin' Seal, and when it's stuck, it is stuck. Like seriously stuck. So there we have that. So you can turn it either way, do your DSP, or you can even have different DSPs. It doesn't have to match at all. So that's entirely up to you. Okay. This one seems like it has a lot of clues. 8. Stamp a sentiment on the vanilla or white piece, whatever you have, that's 2 1/4 by 4. Okay. So this bigger piece that we have, this bigger piece, I'm going to use, so I'm using this. I forgot a block. Let me grab a block. So I'm using the Charming Sentiments, and I'm going to do the Everything is Wonderful, or Wishing You Everything Wonderful. Okay. And I'm going to use my Bermuda Bay. Okay. And just going to stamp that right here. I've got my foam underneath. This little red thing right here is a piece of foam because I'm using a photopolymer stamp. So you need to have a little bit of cushion underneath it. So get you some craft foam. Yeah, I do too, mostly, Teresa, but I do like the Stampin' Seal every once in a while. So, okay, so I just stamped that down on this, and then it says, and add inside of the 2 flaps. So hold on just a second. Let me swap out my stamp because I will need it in a bit. Try to get that done. And so add inside of the 2 flaps. So we've got our 2 flaps. We're going to add this inside. So I'm going to just put a little bit of glue here. Okay. And what I did when I was looking at it, I just kind of went to the top of this one and the bottom of this one and just kind of put it in there. That way when it's closed, it hides that. So if you want to just kind of position it kind of between the start of one of the flaps, kind of should tuck right in there. Okay. Then that way when it's closed, you can't see it. Isn't that cute? Yeah, the Stampin' Seal is difficult it's a challenge, but it really does work well. But you know what? Tear and tape works really good too. So I like both. When the Stampin' Seal is new, it works really well, but then it kind of gets a little bit gunky and gummed up a little bit, and it doesn't work as well Although they say if you hold it vertical like this, like straight up and down, it works better. But like I was trying to do that earlier, and just sometimes it's just temperamental. Okay, so we've got that done. Hopefully we've got that stamped. We've got that stuck on there. Kind of our little hidden message there. Okay. Now we're going to go to that large stamped image on our scrap. So we've got our scrap piece, and whatever stamp or dies that you decided to grab, we're going to go ahead and stamp those. I grabbed Petal Park because I didn't want to deal with the die, and I have the punch. So I'm just going to use that. I'm going to use the Bermuda Bay again. Okay. And Bermuda Bay. I'm going to stamp it right here, just like that. Okay. And this is when you're going to use your dies or your punches to punch them out or die cut them. So mine luckily is just a punch. So you just kind of position it right there upside down so you can kind of see it. And I'm going to punch it out. Okay. So I've got my little guys. Oops, come up here, little guy. I've got my little flowers there. But, you could also, if you've got some of that really pretty DSP, you could actually just cut a flower out of your DSP, like that one that was Celebration with the black background. You could certainly use that and just just fussy cut the flowers. Sorry, I'm just cleaning off my stamps. You could fussy cut the flower, and that would work really well. And then if you didn't have a stamp that's a big flower or something like that, you could just use that. I can't wait to see what you guys are using. That'll be fun. That's the fun part for me, is seeing what you guys make. Oh, and don't forget, if you're in my downline, you do have a color challenge going on right now too, to use a color, that color combination to make a sample. So make sure that you pay attention to that. I haven't posted a deadline for that, so don't worry about it. The deadline's not set yet, so you're still good to go. Okay, so does everybody have that all punched out or die cut? The next clue is kind of similar though. So it's going to say cut out any additional leaves or dies out of DSP scrap and adhere to the front of the card. So you could, I'm just going to go ahead and stamp the little leaf that goes with this. But if you had, I'm going to use Pear Pizzazz. If you had, something, let me just do one at a time because this punch is weird. Just going to punch the leaf out here. I know it wastes a lot of paper, but darn it. There we go. So I've got a leaf here. Let me just punch the leaf and then I'll just stamp on the leaf. That seems better. So I'll just punch this out. Where's my little leaf? There he is. So you can do it either way. You can position your punch, or with the photopolymers, you can see through them, so it's easy to stamp on something small like this. Let me set this aside here. So it's just telling that you can make some additional leaves or cut additional leaves out, or something to go with your flower. Or you might have one of those ones that has a really cute flourish or something that you want to add to it. That would be really pretty. That would be really pretty. Okay, so there are my flowers and my leaves that I've got going on here. Put my little guys away. I'll have to go grab me another piece of vanilla too since I messed my card up. And remember, you can always embellish however you want to and change it. There's no mistakes here. Can't make a mistake. Okay, everybody got that? Got all your pieces? And adhere to the front of the card, the flap that will be in the front. Okay, so you decide which one of these flaps you would like to be on the top. Okay, so that kind of depends on your taste, however you would like it. I think I'm going to put the green on top since the underneath is green. So I'll put that on the top. And I think I'm just going to put the leaves down first. I'm just going to use a little bit of liquid glue. And I'm going to just put one up here. And I'm going to add the little flower guy, the smallest little guy, to go up there. And then let's do this. I'm going to put this little guy down here, along with, oh, let me see how big that guy is. He's kind of big, so let's put him out here a little ways. So they're kind of stacking. And I think I'm going to use a dimensional for this guy. So I'm going to go ahead and put this little guy flat, since I got 3 flowers to put on here. So I'm going to put him up here a little ways. And then I've got my little dimensionals here. So I'm just going to pop this guy up, give him a little bit more dimension. There we go. So there's my decoration or decorative piece that it's talking about right there. Now the neat thing with this one is I added, well, I'll tell you when I show you the other one, and I'll show you the embellishments. So fun. It's so fun. Okay, but anyway, so here is my piece. So hopefully everybody's getting that done. Isn't that fun? And then that hides the greeting there. I love a good punch, don't you? Love a good punch. They're so much easier to handle than having to get your boss or your mini boss out. Okay. Oh, we already did. Did I? I thought we did that. Here's scrap. Oh, okay. Well, we kind of already did that. Add the large flower punch die to the and leaves with dimensionals. So kind of 10 and 11 were the same. Okay. We are about done, girls. Just about done. Here's clue number 12. So stamp a small greeting on the vanilla cardstock that measures 1 by 1 3/4. So you know we have this little tiny one. We have this little baby one. So what I grabbed was I used this same stamp set, and it's got this really cool one that says, "Hey there." And I thought that would go well with this. So just going to, and I think I'm going to keep it in the Bermuda Bay. I'm just going to stamp, "Hey there." Isn't that cute? I love this. I love this greeting set because it's like got everything in it. Like a little bit of everything. So you can use it for all sorts of things. Except it doesn't have a good Mother's Day. Because I was just looking for a Mother's Day stamp, and I'm oh, good. I hope everything is working again, Teresa. Sorry about that. Hope I probably didn't say anything important. Let me put this back. So I'm going to have to go to my paper pumpkin for my Mother's Day stamp. But that's the great thing about paper pumpkin. So you always got one. You've always got something. Let's to use. So, okay, so I've got my little greeting. I keep moving. Oh, Jean, thanks for tuning in, Jean. It's okay. Yep, you'll just have to play it on replay. I'll post the link on Facebook and it'll be posted on my YouTube both. So you can come back and then you can stop it and start it however much you need to. So it'll be fine. I'm glad you're tuning in, but you're going to see the end product. It's not going to be a surprise anymore. Okay, 13. So add the colored cardstock that measures 1 1/4 by 2 with adhesive and add these two together, and then we're going to add it to the flap. So add this to this little colored cardstock that we have. Come on. Sorry, I'm shaking it. And that's going to go in here. Okay. And add both of these to the inside flap. So that's going to go right here to the inside flap. So whichever one you're making your inside. So I'm going to make mine inside right there. So then when you fold it, you can't see anything. All you can see is the pretty little flowers. And so that's going to go there. Isn't this cute? It's really fun. It's really fun. And the different DSPs, can you imagine using that Barnyard DSP? Oh my goodness. With the chicken wire. I know, but you can't get it anymore, can you? Oh, darn. That's a bummer. Okay. So we've got that. And guess what? We're almost done. We're going to add some embellishments. So let me show you this amazing trick that Teresa told me and showed me. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, so I have these. Let me set this aside. I have these loose sequins. Okay, so, and they don't have any sticky on them. They're kind of for shaker cards, but I really wanted to use them as an embellishment tonight. Well, Teresa told me yesterday, she said, so here is a mostly all used Stampin' Dimensional sheet. And you can see I just cut them out because I use even the little scrappy pieces on the outsides. But what you do is you just take your liquid glue and you put dots of it on this waxy side. I know. And then you I used my take a pick tool. So you take the little putty end. Ooh, take the little putty end. Grab what you want out of here. I dumped them on the lid and poked it out and then put it on the glue and then you let it dry. So I did these yesterday and you let it dry, but then that glue kind of stays tacky. So then what you do is you can use your take a pick tool and get up underneath that glue and it's tacky. Oh my gosh. I know. It's Teresa. She shared it with me. Isn't that fun? Except for, I guess she did have someone share it with her. So this one got a little goopy because he's a tiny one. I didn't know if the tiny one would work as well. So, but look at this. Isn't that fun? And it's, oh, sorry, I'm way off. Sorry. I was so excited looking at it that I couldn't. And then we'll put some down in here. Isn't that a great idea? The only thing is you have to be ready in advance because the glue takes a while to dry. You know what I mean? So like I had to do these last night. But isn't that fun? You're like making your own self-adhesive backed gems. How fun is that? Thank you, Teresa, for sharing that with me yesterday. I'm so excited that it actually worked out that I could actually use it today. Isn't that fun? So just make sure you use something that's kind of waxy like that so you can get it off. So you can get them off. Isn't that fun? Thank you, Teresa. So you're going to add your embellishments. So you can add ribbon if you want to add ribbon or anything like that. And you can also add, so number 15 is if you have small embellishments, you can add to the inside of your card also. Okay, so like if I wanted to add some leaves or something like that, I'll show you on the other card. Let me show you my finished card that's not messed up and talk to you about that, because this is the finished card. So here's your finished card. I also want you to notice, so what I did was after I stamped it, I just used a little bit of Stella. You can kind of see Stella on there. Isn't that cute? So I just kind of colored it with Stella and made it shiny, and it kind of pulled that color out a little bit. And then I've got here. Then I stamped it on the colored cardstock and just put the little embellishments on the inside. So you could certainly do that. And then you have, because you totally deserve it. And there's another little embellishment. So you can see the difference when I stamped it on vanilla with a colored pad as opposed to stamping it on the colored cardstock in the same color. So it says, hey there, wishing you everything wonderful because you totally deserve it. How fun is that? Okay, guys, I know. You know what? I had 2 more little embellishments left. I'm going to put them on this one because that is an amazing idea. See me looking. Teresa, I just love it. Thank you so much for sharing that. There we go. Now I'm going to go and have to make a whole bunch of little dots. But like I said, you kind of need the take a pick tool just because when you try to go to get these off. So what I did was I put them in the lid. I kind of sprinkled them in the lid like that. Okay. And then I took glue. I just made little dots of glue. Hopefully you can see this. Okay, I might have gotten them too close together since I'm so far away. But then I used the gummy part. So see, the gummy part picks it up. Okay, you make sure it's the right direction. Oh, that's an interesting one. Look at that. It doesn't even have a hole in the middle. So then I just put it down, and I kind of use my finger to let it go because the gummy thing doesn't want to let go. And then just make sure you only get one because some of them are actually kind of stuck together, which I found. So get one, and then I just kind of use my finger to kind of hold it down, and get another one and hold it down. How fun is that? So I don't know what you would use if you don't have this take a pick tool. I don't know what you would use. And see, I tried to do a little one, but I think it's too little. Those are just too tiny. Anyway, I wanted to share that, and that's all there is. But how fun is that? Oh, and then don't spill your sprinkles. And you get, like, when you order this one, you get this whole thing plus pink and plus green. So like a pear pizzazz and a petal pink color too. So you get a ton of these, and they're really good for shaker cards. Okay, well, guys, look at us go. I'm a little over time this time, but hopefully you enjoyed that little extra tip, and I can't wait to see what you're creating. Go back and watch it again on my YouTube, or I'll post the link on my Facebook page. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I can't wait to see your creations. Bye.